The Rays may soon have a new owner. A big-time buyer from Jacksonville is putting serious money on the table. His name is Patrick Zalewski. The other big question remaining, and just as big, are the Rays staying in St. Pete, or are they destined for a new home?
An agreement to buy the Rays is all set but in writing. The potential price tag, $1.7 billion. While no public announcement has been made, according to The Athletic, a group led by a Jacksonville developer could own the team as soon as September. The deal would also have to be approved by 75% of Major League Baseball team owners. When asked about the deal, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred said he had, quote, no reason to dispute reports, end quote. The Rays are still playing this season at Steinbrenner Field, which only holds a fraction of fans compared to Tropicana Field. The Trop in St. Pete still has no roof and damages from Hurricane Milton last October. The Trop sits on what was once St. Pete's historic gas plant district. The team owner and City of St. Pete had an agreement for a new stadium that has since fallen through.
And now the question on the minds of fans, will the Rays move? Zalewski reportedly wants to keep the Rays in Tampa Bay with a strong preference to Tampa, although rumors persist of Orlando courting the deal or even Jacksonville. On the panel today, we have the former chair of the Tampa City Council, where conversations were going on about whether or not the Rays would come to Tampa. Joseph, I'd like to start with you. How do you see all of this?
First of all, let me say I'm very, very excited. When I was watching the All-Star game and Mr. Zalewski was there with Mr. Manfred talking about the proposed purchase of the Rays, which may have already gone through as we speak right now. Let me just break this down a little bit. I do not see them going outside of the Bay Area. I think St. Pete has a zero chance of having them there. Hillsborough County is 85%, and the city of Tampa has 65% chance. It's viewership. MLB is steering this ship right now.
And why would Tampa have that higher percentage rate in your mind?
In my mind, because other cities do not have the higher viewership, TV viewership that City of Tampa does. We're ranked number 11th. Everybody else, where these other cities that are vying for the Rays, they fall far before that. MLB makes a lot of money off of TV. That's how they make their money. Let's also talk about where in the city of Tampa. I'm going to say Ybor Harbor.
We've just heard about that.
We can turn that into an opportunity zone. Right now, the shipyards there are going further south to Port Tampa Bay, the Port of Tampa Bay, to work there. That is going to open a whole new area for development, make it an opportunity zone. It's not going to be in historic Ybor City, which we know is 13th to 22nd, Palm to 6th Avenue. For the city of Tampa, it's going to be great. But we also have to make sure that the new owner, Mr. Zalewski, doesn't get that sweetheart deal that the Glazers got 30 years ago.
And Commissioner Ken Hagan has said that he has been in talks with Daryl Shaw, who owns the property in the Ybor Harbor area overlooking it's in the industrial section, it overlooks certain part of the Port Tampa Bay. And he has said that Daryl Shaw has expressed an interest in building a stadium for the baseball team instead of the stadium that he was going to build for his women's professional soccer team. How do you all see that playing out? Do you think it'll really happen?
I think it'll happen, but I'm going to side with Joseph on this, on the sweetheart deal the Glazers got. You know, with some of our commissioners here in Tampa and Hillsborough County, I think we will give away the farm to keep them here. I think there's one or two on the commission that's willing to stand up for the taxpayer and realize, yes, we do not give away the farm just to keep the team here. They make millions and billions of dollars. Look at Sternberg bought the team for about $250 million. He's selling it for $1.6 trillion. What a return on his investment. Does the taxpayer really have to fund this? I love the Ybor Harbor idea. I think that is great as a lifelong Floridian. Fourth generation here. I didn't even know it was called Ybor Harbor. I just called it Port Tampa. But I love the Ybor Harbor idea. But let's bring it back here to the owners. Who are the owners? Dreamfinder Homes, the CEO of Dreamfinder Homes, and partnering with Union Home Mortgage. Home building ain't dead. They're making money out there. So we talk about the condo crisis and the homes where we are right now in the real estate industry. Real estate's doing pretty good, and obviously.
Rebecca, what were you going to add?
Yeah, I think just, again, with the idea of not giving the farm away, if this does go through in Ybor Harbor, that site was set to be developed already. I mean, with or without baseball, I think Ybor Harbor will thrive. So I do think that's something our public officials should be keeping an eye on. I do have some questions about that site just in terms of parking, transportation getting there. It's going to be difficult. That's already a tough area to
For the
to
viewer
get
who's
into.
not really familiar where that is, can you describe it for them?
It's in the industrial section of Ybor City, and even in Ybor City right now, there is problems with parking. There's not a lot of public transportation. I mean, you do have the streetcar that goes from Channelside to there, but still, I think we're going to need to see more infrastructure put into getting people to and from the stadium.
And
if
the
that's the site.
opportunity zone will help with the infrastructure with that. Let's look at the infrastructure for Water Street and for Gasworks. Gasworks put in the infrastructure that the city of Tampa needed to put in, sewer, water, those type of things. And they were reimbursed 50% through CRA. Okay. As far as your parking goes, you've got 3 parking garages. Fernando Noriega has 2. You got 15th Street. That's 2-block walk away from the streetcar that could get people there. If you want to park downtown, you got the Poe, you got the Pan Maiorio garage you could park at,
and
where the streetcar
more.
take.
There's more that they'll come out, more details.
Absolutely.